Most people don't know what polyphenols are, but your body does. They are the reason a single bowl of greens can shift how you feel. Let me show you why. Polyphenols are plant compounds. They are the color in your food, the deep purple in blueberries, the red in tomatoes, the dark green in spinach. Your body recognizes them as powerful signals. When you eat them, they activate your nervous system in ways that synthetic vitamins simply can't touch. Here's the thing. Most people are eating beige food, processed, stripped of their color. Without that color, your body is missing critical information it needs to function, to regulate your mood, your energy, your digestion, and even your sleep. Polyphenols don't just sit in your stomach. They travel through your bloodstream and communicate with your cells. They tell your body to reduce inflammation. They support your gut bacteria, the ones that control your mood and your defenses. They help your mitochondria, which are the power plants in your cells, to work more efficiently. That's why you feel different after eating a bowl of real greens instead of taking a synthetic supplement. Your body recognizes real food and it knows what to do with it. Leafy greens are packed with polyphenols. The spinach, kale, arugula, collards, they're loaded with them. One serving brings everything into place. It bridges the gap between what you're probably eating and what your body actually needs. Most of us don't eat 7 to 9 servings of vegetables every day. We're busy, and I put that in quotes, or we just forget. That's where this becomes simple. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to spend hours in the kitchen. Just add those greens. These are some simple reasons why to eat those leafy greens. Here are 8 reasons to love leafy greens. 1. They help you breathe better. Your lungs love leafy greens. Vegetables like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard contain nitrates which naturally open blood vessels and improve oxygen flow. This helps your lungs work more efficiently. 2. They can reverse sticky blood. Have you ever heard of chlorophyll acting like liquid sunshine? It also has a blood thinning effect, helping to prevent clots and reduce your risk of stroke. If you sit for long hours or travel often, greens should be your best friend. 3. They act like internal sunscreen. Kale, collard greens, and mustard greens contain lutein and zeaxanthin, which are powerful antioxidants that protect your skin and eyes from UV damage. That's right. Eating your greens can help prevent sunburn from the inside out. 4. They make you smell better. Chlorophyll neutralizes odors in the body, from breath to sweat. If body odor is an issue, adding more leafy greens can help freshen things up naturally. 5. They protect your DNA. Cruciferous greens, like arugula, bok choy, and collard greens, go right along with broccoli, and they all contain sulforaphane, which helps repair damaged DNA and reduce the risk of mutations. This means they play a role in cancer prevention at a cellular level. 6, they keep you happy. Leafy greens are high in folate, which is a B vitamin essential for dopamine and serotonin production, your feel-good brain chemicals. Low folate levels are linked to depression, so eat your greens and keep your mood lifted. 7, they detox heavy metals. Spinach, cilantro, and parsley bind to heavy metals like mercury and lead, helping to pull them out of the body. If you've had dental fillings, and if you've eaten a lot of seafood, or if you've been exposed to pollution, then greens should be your daily routine friend. 8, they strengthen your fascia. Your connective tissue, the fascia that holds everything together, stays flexible and hydrated thanks to the silica and magnesium in leafy greens. This means better mobility, fewer body aches, and a lower risk of injuries. So eat your greens because your body loves them. Red polyphenols, protecting the aging body from the inside out. If I ask you what ages first, you might say your skin, your joints, or your memory. Surprisingly, one of the first places aging begins is inside your blood vessels. Long before someone experiences a heart attack, a stroke, poor circulation, kidney disease, or even certain forms of dementia, tiny changes are taking place in the delicate lining of every artery in the body. That lining is called the endothelium. Most people have never heard of it, yet it may be one of the most important tissues you possess. In fact, I know it is one of the most important tissues you possess. The endothelium is only 1 cell thick. Imagine a layer of cells so thin that you could barely comprehend it, yet it lines 60,000 miles of blood vessels throughout your body. Every second of every day, it decides how well blood flows through your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your eyes, your muscles, and even your fingertips. As the years go by, that lining becomes damaged by years of elevated blood sugar, processed foods, environmental toxins, chronic stress, lack of sleep, and normal oxidative wear. We've talked about oxidative stress before. Scientists call this endothelial dysfunction, and many now recognize it as one of the earliest biological changes that precedes cardiovascular disease. Here's where red polyphenols become so amazingly remarkable. Scientists have discovered that many of the polyphenols found in red fruits and vegetables help preserve the health of the endothelium. They reduce oxidative stress inside these delicate cells and help protect them from injury before permanent damage develops. Now, why is that important? Because healthy endothelial cells produce a remarkable molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is one of the body's natural vasodilators. It tells your arteries to relax instead of tighten. Flexible arteries allow blood to flow more freely, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. When nitric oxide production declines, as it commonly does with aging, blood vessels become stiffer. blood pressure often begins to rise and circulation slows. Organs receive less oxygen and tissues don't repair themselves as efficiently. That isn't simply getting older. It's biology, and nutrition influences that biology every single day. One of the most fascinating, and I mean fascinating, discoveries is that certain red polyphenols don't simply act as antioxidants. They actually activate genes that help your body defend itself. Scientists refer to one of these longevity pathways as SIRT1. Sometimes it's called the longevity gene because it is involved in cellular repair, healthy aging, and resistance to stress. And there's another pathway that they call AMPK, which is often described as the cell's fuel gauge. AMPK helps the cells determine whether to burn energy, store it, repair themselves, or clean out damaged components. Exercise activates AMPK. Intermittent fasting activates AMPK. And researchers have found that several plant polyphenols activate many of these same protective pathways. Think about that. Every time you choose foods rich in polyphenols, which are all those colors of the rainbow, you're not simply eating vitamins. You're sending biochemical messages that encourage your cells to function more like younger cells. And that becomes increasingly important after the age of 60. There's another process that deserves our attention. It's called glycation. If you've watched my videos on high-temperature cooking oils, you've already heard me explain glycation. It is the process where excess sugars attach to proteins, almost like a sticky caramel coating. Inside the body, glycation stiffens collagen, making skin less elastic. It contributes to the hardened arteries. It damages nerves, clouds the lenses of the eyes, and affects the tiny blood vessels that nourishes your brain. Researchers have found that many red polyphenols help reduce the formation of these damaging compounds known as advanced glycation end products. They call them AGEs, AGEs, advanced glycation end products. In other words, they don't simply help protect today's health. They help slow one of the very processes associated with biological aging. Now, let's make all of this practical for us. Tomatoes provide lycopene along with numerous supporting polyphenols that work together. Remember, we've always talked about the synergistic action of all of those nutrients together to protect your blood vessels. Pomegranates contain something called punicologens. They're just compounds that your beneficial gut bacteria transform into even more biologically active molecules. Those metabolites continue supporting blood vessel health long after you've finished the meals. Isn't that amazing, though? You notice how the body creates what it needs when you give it the right things? It's amazing to me. Red grapes provide resveratrol along with hundreds of companion polyphenols that appear to work together rather than individually. Nature rarely relies on a single compound. It builds teams. Although red wine is often promoted as a healthy source of resveratrol, the science has become much more nuanced over the past decade. Resveratrol is found primarily in the skins of the red grapes, not because of the alcohol itself. And while moderate red wine consumption was once thought to provide meaningful cardiovascular protection, researchers now recognize that the amount of resveratrol in a typical glass of wine is relatively small. And at the same time, alcohol is associated with increased risks for several cancers, liver disease, sleep disruption, elevated blood pressure in some individuals, and several other health concerns. For most people, the potential drawbacks of alcohol outweigh the modest amount of resveratrol that it provides. If your goal is to benefit from these remarkable polyphenols, whole red grapes, blueberries, other berries, pomegranates, and other deeply colored fruits and veggies, deliver them without exposing your body to the risks that come along with that alcohol. Strawberries, raspberries, cherries, and cranberries contain anthocyanins that help defend endothelial cells from oxidative damage while supporting healthy circulation throughout the body. Now, we've mentioned anthocyanins before. Remember, anthocyanin is just a fancy word for pigments, right? It gives the color. It's what helps those polyphenols have their coloring. So those strawberries, raspberries, cherries, and cranberries with the anthocyanins help defend those endothelial cells from oxidative damage while supporting healthy circulation throughout the body. Red onions provide quercetin, one of the most extensively researched flavonoids for maintaining healthy blood vessel function and helping regulate the body's response to oxidative stress. Even beets deserve honorable mention. Although their vibrant color comes mainly from betalains rather than from polyphenols. Betalains are unique red pigments found mostly in beets. They are powerful phytonutrients that help protect cells from oxidative stress and support the body's natural detoxification systems and complement the circulation enhancing effects of the natural nitrates that are found in beets. Together, they make beets one of nature's most amazing foods for healthy aging and cardiovascular health. Beets naturally support that nitric oxide production that we spoke of before that helps the blood vessels to stay open and flexible. So it complements the work that many red polyphenols are already doing. Here's today's little-known fact. Your brain uses about 20% of the oxygen your body consumes, yet it accounts for only about 2% of your body weight. Every thought, every memory, every conversation depends on healthy blood vessels delivering oxygen and nutrients to billions of brain cells. Protect your blood vessels, and you help protect your brain. Protect your endothelial cells, and you help protect nearly every organ in your body. This is why eating red fruits and vegetables is simply not about adding color to your plate. It is about preserving the biological systems that determine whether you remain active, independent, mentally sharp, and physically resilient as the years go by. The remarkable thing is that nature packaged these compounds in foods that are delicious, very easily available, and they are designed to work together. Science continues to discover what nature has known all along. Every colorful meal is either helping your cells age more gracefully or missing another opportunity to protect them. Remember, you're not a helpless victim. Your health is in your hands. Continue to prepare your life and health for the unexpected. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.